been going? I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Wonder Bro here at 11 a.m. That is weird. Usually I'm not streaming at a normal time, but I did sleep last night, and I may have fixed my sleep schedule. I don't know. Maybe. If I did, it probably won't last very, very long. But today on stream, and yeah, my green screen's being a little bit weird right now. I don't have all the lights on like I'm supposed to, but they're just really bright, and I'm not feeling being blinded today. So, a little bit of a tearing, weird green screen effect today. Just try to overlook that. Christopher, hello. Welcome to the stream. Beth, hello. Ashley, hello. Seasonal Mommy, hello. Good morning to all of you beautiful people. So, we're going to be talking about what kept me from recovering. And I've talked about this before in the past, but it's really, really important that you understand the point I'm about to make. And you can learn from my past mistakes, right? You can learn from my past mistakes. So, what is the one thing? I'm just jump right into it. What is the one thing that kept me from recovering more than anything else? That one thing was arguing with my thoughts. Now, this took me so long to get the hang of. Okay, because me personally, I used to be a huge worrier. It's what I did. It was my favorite, maybe not my favorite pastime, but it's what I spent most of my time doing, was worrying. It definitely wasn't my favorite thing to do, but it's just what I did. I worried all the time, 24/7. So when sensitization came around and my thoughts started causing huge reactions in my body, and I was like, holy shit, that only made me worry worse, of course, naturally. And I would bring out notepads and Google tabs, and I would try to find solutions to all my worries and all my thoughts and my obsessions, and constantly 24/7, anytime a negative thought popped into my head that gave me a reaction in my body, the first thing I did was jump right in there with it, argue with it, fight with it, just wear it out. And I would do this day in, day out, day in, day out. Even when I knew, even when I had learned enough to know that I wasn't supposed to be doing that I wasn't supposed to be following my thoughts, that I was just fueling the fire, I still did it. And it wasn't until I made the decision that A, I'm just going to accept these feelings and give up completely on trying to fight them off, okay, acceptance, and B, okay, most importantly for my situation, I'm not going to follow these negative thoughts anymore. They can knock all they want to knock, they can come all they want to come. I know it's not the real me. If I get in there and I get involved with these thoughts, I'm just going to experience a reaction in the body. I'm not actually going to accomplish anything. I'm not actually going to solve anything. And as soon as my nerves heal, I'll be laughing at these thoughts. As soon as my nerves heal, I'll be laughing at these thoughts. So arguing with them is pointless. I've already done all the worrying I can possibly do. That's another reason, okay, to not follow them. I know that once I heal, I'll be laughing at them. I really have to dedicate to this, and that was a big thing for me. That was a turning point for me. Once I started to really dedicate to that. Now, at first, it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do because they do come with such force, okay, and you are in such a bad habit of arguing with them, you know, and it is a habit we need to break. So I know at first it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. You feel like you absolutely must get involved with your negative thoughts in order to fix them, solve them, in order to, you know, feel relief. But it's actually very ironic because in doing so, you're not actually helping yourself like you think you are. You're actually going backwards. You're actually hurting yourself. You are actually getting further away from a rational mindset. You are actually getting further away from healing. You are actually getting further away from experiencing any relief anytime you get involved with those thoughts. And that's very ironic because it seems like the right thing to do would be to get involved with the thoughts, figure them out. Maybe you put yourself to rest if you figure out these thoughts. But all you really do is go backwards. And that's the ironic thing about it. All you really do is go backwards. So you absolutely must dedicate to the two main keys, especially not following those negative thoughts. It all plays off of each other, right? But in the mind, you know what you're supposed to do. You know you're not supposed to be following those negative thoughts, but you continue to do it. And I understand. I'm not getting on your ass. I understand. I was once there. But you absolutely must dedicate to that, or you're just going to keep going backwards. You're just going to keep falling down the rabbit hole. One negative thought leads to another. I know it's ironic, but you're not actually helping yourself or gaining anything from fighting with those thoughts. You're not. You're not. And I know it's so tempting to do so because you think if you do, you might find some relief. But really, you're accomplishing the opposite. You are accomplishing the absolute opposite by getting involved with those thoughts. And like I keep saying, I know how tempting it is to do so, but you must break that bad habit. You must break that bad habit. All right, you guys? That is what kept me in the cycle for so long. Convincing myself that I had to figure my thoughts out in order to experience relief or the fear would never go away. That was a lie that I told myself, and it's a very convincing lie, but at the end of the day, it is a lie. And the more you do that, the more you get involved, the more you're just fueling the fire. All right? You have to understand that. The more you do the opposite, however, and dismiss those thoughts when they come, not trying to run away from them, not getting frustrated, accepting that they came, okay, the thought's there, but I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. It can be there. I accept that it came. Acceptance is key, but I'm not going to touch it. And the less we touch it, the power goes away. They start to lose power over us. As a result of not doing so much obsession, the nerves catch the break that they need to heal, and sooner or later, even if those thoughts do come again, once the nerves heal, you'll be laughing at them, okay? It's very unlikely that they'll even knock, that often once you heal, but even if they do from time to time, you'll be laughing at them once the nerves heal. Remind yourself of that too next time you're tempted to follow them down the rabbit hole. Don't make the mistake that I once did, okay? All right, you guys. That was the point of this stream. I'm going to hang out with you guys, though, for a minute. Read some comments. Let's see, where did I leave off? Craig, hello, welcome to the stream. Roses and Thorns, hello, welcome. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for your videos and insight. I was literally doomed and feel like I am really making strides now towards recovery. You're def a godsend. Thank you so much for that positive comment. Dear God, yes, all I do is worry. Life is good, hello, welcome to the stream. Craig, hello, how you doing, Craig? Shout out to Craig, by the way. He made a very, very generous donation to the channel the other day, and it wasn't on stream or anything. But yeah, round of applause for Craig in the chat, because Craig truly helped me out. He was a blessing to me the other day. Thank you so, so much, buddy. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you again. I cannot begin to explain how grateful I am. Thank you, Craig. Christopher, don't forget to like and sub. My two favorite mods are in here today, Joe and Christopher. Olivia, hello. See, that's my problem, my thoughts, and trying to fight them off and figure them out. I'm learning so much from you, though. Yeah, that was my big problem, and that's what kept me in the cycle for so long. It's ironic because, you've convinced yourself that unless you figure the thoughts out, you won't get relief. But there really is never any figuring them out. You can just run in circles all day long trying to figure them out. Even if you do come up with a solution, your mind always finds a loophole. Even if you do come up with a solution, your anxiety is never really satisfied. All you're really doing, even though it seems like the right thing to do, figuring out those thoughts, all you're really doing is moving backwards. And that's a reality that I had to accept and come to terms with and break that habit in order to heal. And for the longest time, I wasn't doing that. And it kept me in that cycle for much longer than I should have been. So learn from my mistakes. Hello, Rachel. Welcome. Wonder Bro, you've talked about when you were too anxious to use the washroom, etc. What did your physical body feel like during your worst times? At my worst, my physical body was just totally depleted, right? I wasn't eating, okay, and if you're not eating, I know how anxiety can take your appetite, but I highly recommend that you try to eat a little bit of something, even if it's not a whole lot, just try. I wasn't eating, and I wasn't getting a whole lot. I wasn't up moving around. I was pretty much bedbound, so you can imagine my body was pretty depleted, and I felt pretty rough. It just felt like I was a big sack of bones. Just a big sack of bones, just completely depleted. Craig, thanks for the donation. Yes, thank you, Craig. I really appreciate that. Like I said, it wasn't on stream, but he did make a sizable, very generous donation, and it was very, very kind of him. Just got to dive in sometimes, yes. I agree. Let's see. I'm going to switch to the BRB screen for like 2 seconds while I go grab my pack of smokes, and I'm going to have a little smoke break with you guys. We are back in action. We got the hat this time. Yes, I agree with Gustavo's comment there. Yeah, see, that's the trick of the mind, that if you don't figure out the thoughts, they're stuck, or that you won't experience relief, or you absolutely must figure out the thoughts. But what you're doing when you're arguing in your head with thoughts 24/7 is you're actually just fueling the fire and going backwards. I know that's ironic, but that's how it works. Loss of loss of your ability to get a good night's rest. Very common symptom, Craig. Very, very, very common. Anyone who's ever dealt with sensitization has been right where you are. The more you dedicate to your practice, though, with these two main keys, and I mean really dedicate, the quicker you'll heal and that sleep will return. It's all about not following those thoughts. No matter how bad you want to, we accept, we notice, we release, we don't touch. Oh yeah, Justin, common symptoms. Common symptoms. I've experienced all of the above. I've experienced all of the above. But yeah, it's very common. Very, very common to lose sleep. And sleep is something that will eventually return. CBD flower? No. Should I take medication for sleep, or is that a bad idea? That's totally a personal choice. If you think it'll help you sleep, then you can do that. But that's completely up to you. Oh, at my worst, I'd say I was bound to my room, bound to my bed for months on end. Of course, this was way back before I knew the advice. I didn't know the advice, I wasn't implementing the advice, and then even after I learned the advice, I still wasn't dedicating to it, so it still took me quite some time even after I learned what to do to actually do it. Adrenaline keeps you awake, yeah. These are all symptoms that are temporary, though. As soon as you make the choice to dedicate to the two main keys, and I mean really dedicate, I don't mean learn the advice and tell yourself you're going to and give it a half-ass effort. I mean really, really dedicate, because for the longest time I was giving it a half-assed effort, and I got really nowhere. So, true dedication day in and day out. And that's where you'll start to see results. Gustavo, who is in chat right now, he is a good example of a success story. He is well on his way. Well on his way. And if you ever need, a little pick-me-up, a little bit of motivation, okay, search up my video, Recovery Success Comments, check it out. It's a handful of, success comments that I gathered up for a video. It's definitely not all of them, there's way more, but I gathered as much as I could to put in this one video. Check that video out. Check it out. Why do I get emails about myself going live now? That just started happening a couple months ago. It's really weird. Thanks, Wonder Bro, for all your advice. I'm on my healing journey to where I'm so humble and so grateful for my anxiety journey. Yes, this journey will make you humble and it'll make you grateful because you're learning life skills. These are not just skills that are good for anxiety. These are skills that you'll use for the rest of your life. Yes, Craig. Anxiety can... nausea is a very common symptom of anxiety. Some people experience that. Stomach pains, yes. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yes, I agree. There is no real monster with anxiety and panic. There's no real monster. We are the monster. If there's a monster here, it's us with the second fear through bad habits. I agree with that comment 110%. 110%. I can feel myself becoming stronger. I'm so happy I found your videos right at the beginning. That is awesome. Keep going. Yes, some symptoms can stick around for what seems like 24/7 if you're in that severe sensitized state, but the sooner you dedicate to the advice, the sooner you can pull yourself out of that. Got to make that choice. Got to make that choice that enough is enough. No matter how you feel, you're going to dedicate to the advice, and you're going to put in that work, and you're going to earn it. You got to take responsibility. You know, I know that nobody ends up in the sensitized boat on purpose. No one would ever do that. But you did end up in the sensitized boat because of bad habits, because of things that you did. And you got to take responsibility for that. You've got to take responsibility for that, and you got to take responsibility for your recovery. Yes, Holly, very common. The two main keys, actually, it's way more in depth than just using the word acceptance, but yes, in a nutshell, acceptance. But the two main keys: accepting your feelings, not adding second fear mentally, and getting on with your life to show your brain through your behaviors, because that's the only language your brain speaks, that there's not a real tiger. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, we don't follow negative thoughts. The more we follow negative thoughts, the further down the rabbit hole we fall, the more we fuel the fire, the more the nerves can't catch a break, and you stay stuck in that cycle. But if you want more in-depth on the two main keys, I've got plenty of videos. Plenty of videos on the two main keys. Just search them up. I don't know if I'll be able to stay up all day. I slept a little bit last night. I was going to fix my sleep, but I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. That is true, Christopher. Very true. I'm going to... oh boy, there goes my phone. That is why I put cases on my phones, for that very reason. I'm going to open up the Discord chat and drop the link to that in the live chat. If you don't know what Discord is, it's just a free-to-use chat room, basically. And we've got a good number of people over there in that chat room. Yeah, it's all just negative thoughts. A mind trick. Let's see. No, don't want to do that. Invite, copy. Okay, here's a link to the Discord chat. I think Joe already beat me to it, but there we go. There we go. Yeah, Joe already beat me to it, but Discord's completely free. You don't have to pay a dime for it. You can download it on your phone, tablet, computer. It's just a big chat room that's based on acceptance, an acceptance-based chat room. All members of the Wonder Bro community. Somebody mentioned my haircut earlier. I did get a haircut. I shaved my head. My hair is just too thick. It's too thick and it gets too hot. No, you will never die from anxiety. No, it's not possible to die from anxiety, panic, worry, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to die from it. You may stress yourself completely out, but you can bounce back from that. But no, it's not going to kill you. I agree with that, Allison, 110%. Yeah, it can be a little bit tricky trying to stay present, and it's not always going to be easy, but it is a practice. So, and this is something you should do whether you're sensitized or not. Staying more present, not following negative thoughts, is a much more peaceful way to live, and it does rewire your brain for happiness. So this is something you should be practicing whether you're at the end of your sensitization journey, just starting, completely over it, whatever the case may be. And the more you practice it, the easier it gets until it becomes second nature. Yeah, no one in history has ever died from anxiety. It's never happened, never will happen. Anxiety is there to protect you, and it's just a little out of whack right now. Keep up the fab work. I will do my best, Richard. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Yeah, anxiety is there to protect you. It's definitely not going to kill you. In fact, it's trying to do the opposite. It's trying to save you from what it believes is a real danger because of your current behaviors, your reaction to the anxiety itself, and the negative thoughts you're following. The brain doesn't know any different. It doesn't know that you're afraid of the anxiety. It thinks you're afraid of a tiger. So the more you're reacting negatively to the anxiety and fearfully, the more you're following these negative thoughts, the brain thinks you're afraid of a tiger. It doesn't know that you're afraid of the anxiety itself, so it gives you more anxiety. It's very ironic. Your doctor told you can die from anxiety, then you should you You should try to get their license revoked. You should report that. How do you report somebody? If you've got a doctor out there telling you that you can die from anxiety, we should take that man or woman's license as soon as possible. I don't think they should be a doctor. Find a new doctor, please, right away. Right away. Dear God. That is ridiculous. Why? Why do we just let any fucking nut job become a doctor? What the fuck? What the hell? That blows my mind. I know that doctors and therapists tend to be old school and they like to shove pills down people's throats, which, by the way, if you want to take medication, feel free to do so. I'm not telling you one way or the other. But I know that's common, but I have never heard a doctor tell someone they can die from anxiety. Oh my God, that is insane. Please find a new doctor. Right away. Right away. Thanks, Wonder Bro. 5 hours from home, my first beach vacation. That is awesome. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, I'm sorry I flipped out about that a little bit, but that just blows my mind. A doctor telling somebody they can die from anxiety. Wow. Sounds like an anxiety symptom. Life is good. Hello, welcome to the stream. The documentary I sent you was eye-opening. Yeah, it was. Anxiety tends to come and go, Craig. That's what anxiety does, so it's a very normal part of this journey, ups and downs. I name my symptoms funny and sweet characters. Once I acknowledge them being present, it helped me so much accepting them. Yeah, change your mindset, you know? Change your mindset. Change your perspective. Nothing wrong with that. Do you think the gut has a lot to do with anxiety as well? I don't know. I don't know. I'm really not sure. I know that you can heal and you can get out of that sensitized state whether you have other physical problems or not. Whether it has a lot to do with it, I'm unsure. One thing I do know is that you can heal. You can heal whatever physical issues you may have on the side that may contribute to it. You can still get out of that sensitized state. Yeah, if you could die from anxiety, I would have died years ago. I would have died years ago. In fact, we'd all be dead by now, probably. Everybody in the chat right now, including myself here, we'd probably all be dead if that was possible. What you can do, however, you can't die, but what you can do, however, is stay stuck in that fear cycle for longer than you have to. But that is why I'm here to try to give you that kick in the ass and tell you that you don't have to stay stuck in this cycle. Keep doing your work, means a lot to us. I will do my best. I have shared your videos with my friends who are suffering from depression. It's really helping them. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing me out. That is how we grow. What did I do? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I dropped my phone. Oh, wow. That is really in there. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're back. I got really big hands, and my phone was like wedged in between my baseboard heater and my computer desk. That was kind of a difficult rescue. It's very normal, Gary, very normal. Something about my blood pressure can go very high and could die. I don't know what doctor would tell a patient that they can die from anxiety. A very uneducated one, I guess. A very uneducated one. That frustrates me because it's like, dude, You know how people are with anxiety. You know how anxiety does anxious people, you know. Why are you contributing to their anxiety by telling them this uneducated bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, I have so many people here on the channel. I mean, they've never went that far, but I've had so many people here on the channel comment in the past about how their doctor, their therapist, whatever, and, you know, if you go to a doctor or therapist, continue to go. Don't let me tell you what to do. But I've had so many people tell me these ridiculous things that doctors have said. You know how people with anxiety are, or maybe you don't know, obviously. Actually, I take that back. Maybe you don't know, or you wouldn't be telling them this dumb shit. You know what I mean? You know how anxiety does people, or maybe you don't know. Apparently you don't know. Time frames are impossible to give, Ashley, but the sooner you dedicate and the more you dedicate to the advice, the quicker you'll heal. Usually I would give yourself at least somewhere in the months range, with progress happening gradually. You won't stay as severely sensitized as you are now. The sooner you start dedicating to the advice, it'll gradually lift and get easier and easier as you go. But it's really impossible to give time frames. I agree, Christopher. Yeah, I know. I kept saying, like, you know how anxiety does people. Why are you telling me these things? I take that back. Apparently you don't know how anxiety does people, or you wouldn't be telling him this stupid shit. Claire Weeks did go through what we went through. She actually talked about it. It's not, she wasn't just a doctor who knew a lot about acceptance. She actually used her own method to recover herself. She actually did go through what we went through, or are going through, yes. Claire Weeks had anxiety problems and panic issues, and that's how she discovered the acceptance method. I forget which book she talks about it, or maybe you can find the videos on YouTube. I'm not sure. I don't know where you would find that, but she does talk about her own struggles. She mentions it, maybe briefly, I'm not sure, but she does mention it at some point. I don't know where you would find that or what book that's in, but... And then you took it to the next level. The world needs you. Yeah, I just want to carry on what Claire Weeks did. I just want to carry on all of this knowledge that I learned from my own experience and just kind of mush it all together and give it to you guys and just try to carry it on. Meditation is an awesome tool. Awesome tool. Alright guys, we have been streaming for almost 30 minutes, and this is where I try to end my stream. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Follow me on all my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I love every single one of you. Share me out. Let's get to 10K. I know we're going to get there soon. Thank you guys for all that you do. One more shout out to Craig. Round of applause for Craig in the chat. He really helped me out the other day. Really appreciate him. I appreciate all of you. Leave a like on this stream if you enjoyed it. And until next time, as always, you can and you will recover. Start dedicating today. Take responsibility. Boom. Stay.